Well, g'day everyone and welcome to another episode of Aussie Tech Heads. It's episode 603, being recorded on the 27th of September 2018. How you all going? Hope you've had a great September. The footy finals are finally coming to a close. The grand finals on both codes this weekend. I'm not too sure who's in the AFL, but yeah, the NRL didn't quite turn out as I wanted it to. But anyway, Roosters and Storm, I'll probably have to go for the Roosters. So let's see what happens. We are brought to you by ATH Web Hosting for fast SSD drive servers and 100% uptime. You can jump on athwebhosting.com.au. And also a new sponsor for the meantime is startnewcompany.com.au. Register your free company fast. Well, your free company. Register your company fast. I don't think it's free. Register your company fast, easy and direct with ASIC. All docs provided and docs held in your account for download at any time later on. If you are an accountant or another professional, you are also able to brand all the documents with your company name. Giddy up. It's startnewcompany.com.au. All right. On the show this week, we've got a few stories to get through and a couple of little conversational points. We've got things like Microsoft Office new release, what's going on at Microsoft Ignite 2018, some NBN news, some Twitch news, some Facebook VR headset news, and also a Google Chrome story. So that should keep us all pretty much entertained throughout the show, hopefully. Don't forget the other shows is the Aussie Mac Zone and My Tech Opinion. I think they put my interview up in the latest episode. So if you want to go and have a bit of a laugh at me getting interviewed, go and have a listen to My Tech Opinion with Shane and Phil. And I haven't listened to it yet. I hope it comes out all right. So we'll see. All right, this week we've got the two usuals back here to co-host, Joe and Jordan. Let's go with who's first? Joe, he's always first. Hey, how you going, Joe?
Hey, Glenn, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. What have you been up to?
I've been playing with my home automation stuff and my jukebox stuff.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. You're near finished? You got to complete all the songs that are coming out?
Yep, I've got my tracks all ready to go.
Good.
Just organising lights at the moment.
Nice, good stuff. And Jordan, how you doing, Jordan?
I'm good, mate.
That's good.
Sitting here listening to your intro.
All right. Did it pass this week?
It passes every week, mate. Where would we be without you? I couldn't do it.
Oh, it's just, you're too much. All right, so what have you been up to? Anything exciting?
Oh, not too much. Just a lot of painting today.
Oh, okay, yeah. Painting's never any good. Yeah.
I hate painting. It's the prep work. The painting I don't mind. It's the prep work and the washing up afterwards.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes sometimes I find it cheap enough. Those you just buy a cheap roller, and then at the end of each day, just chuck them out. Don't even bother washing them.
Don't even bother washing it.
Yeah, so but I haven't painted for a little while.
I was using my 7-Eleven coffee cup as a paint bucket today.
Oh right, jeez.
Just so I could chuck it out at the end.
Yeah. Do you have to do any ceiling work or just the walls?
No, I'm avoiding it. I'm like, if I do ceiling, I'm going to be there another week, so could be bothered.
Yeah, is the walls and the ceiling like same colour as like? Same paint, like you can't just slap it on the wall and just go over the ceiling at the same time, No,
the ceilings and the walls are different. They're very close, but they're different.
Right.
And if I did get a little bit on the, on the cornice or something, I don't think you'd see it. It's kind of pretty close.
Yeah, nice. Oh, well,
rush through it.
You should have some fun with that. All right, well, let's get into it. Look, I've got a story here that has been sent to me by Michael from the Aussie Mac Zone today, and how I never knew about this, I don't know. Maybe I just don't go to the shops often enough. But Australia's second modernized Apple store opens in Robina on the September 29th. So, so apparently they're moving out of their existing headquarters, wherever they are right now, and moving somewhere else into the shopping centre. So after debuting its contemporary store design in Australia at Chadstone last November, Apple is preparing another significant retail expansion in Robina. The Apple Robina will become the second store in Australia to relocate to a brand new space. So, how are we going with that? That's this Saturday coming, so it's it's after we record this week. So, look, I don't know if I'm going to go down and line up and whatever. Like, I didn't do it last time, but geez, I walked past last time and the line was up around the door. But it's crazy. But according to Apple, the Robina Town Centre's new store will be located in a different space at the same Mall, and open blah 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 9 a.m. on Saturday. Visitors can expect to see an increased focus on Today at Apple sessions. Never been to one. A video wall, forum seating, and avenues. Avenues, I don't know what that is, will complete the space, just like Chadstone. Robina's current store, which opened in May 2009, was the fourth retail location in Australia, and that current location will permanently close on Friday. So it's all excitement. Plus, for those little Apple dudes over there at Robina, so I'll have to pop over and have a look. I just have to have a sticky beak, see what it looks like. Won't be lining up though. I think when they opened it in 2009, everyone who lined up got a T-shirt, but I'm not that keen. A T-shirt, but yeah. So happy days. Any comments about that Apple store? Probably don't care because nowhere near you guys.
You can go and get your new battery for your phone.
Well, I probably should, like before I sell it, because it is eligible for one of those new batteries for $30.
Yeah. Grab yourself a new battery, upgrade to iOS 12, and you'll be hunky dory.
Yeah, so I have to try and flog that phone, I guess. But then do I put the new battery in first, or let the person I sell it to put it in? I don't know.
Might be an idea if you do it. I mean, because they might have problems identifying who the owner is, maybe.
Okay, yeah, maybe. All right, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I might have to do that this week. I'm sick of seeing that phone sitting around. I don't even know where it is now. It's somewhere. Yeah, right. Now, Joe, what sort of stories, or what are you up to? What were you going to talk about?
Well, apparently this week we've been told that Facebook's got a new VR headset, and it's called the Oculus Quest.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently the Facebook CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, announced that the new headset called the Oculus Quest will be released in the spring of 2019 for around $399 US.
Are you into the VR headsets?
Look, I'd like to be, but the amount of money it costs to get a decent one forbids me to do that, you know. I mean, I've got one of these little, $30 to $40 things that you put your phone in there, but I don't like the fly screen mesh effect.
Right, yes, right.
So unless something's really good's coming out, you know, and even then I've had, I've been to some of these exhibitions and things like that I've been to, and I've had a bit of a demo on some of the top of the line stuff. And even then you have some, fly screen effect. So therefore, I'm not gonna go for it. If it's got to be virtual reality, it's got to be really good. I want to see no fly screen effect.
Yeah.
So hopefully these ones here, they're selling for $399. They're pretty good. I mean, the standalone version is going to be the first Oculus hardware to use in sporting events for tracking purposes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And apparently they both have the headset itself and the dual hand controllers.
I know what you...
ships also with about 50 games made specifically for the device at the time of the launch.
Yeah, right. I know what you mean about that fly screen effect, because I've only got that little Google box headset, that cardboard thing. And I forget where I was. I was somewhere the other day and I saw headsets for $12, and they were like proper plastic ones, but they were still the phone ones. So I forget where I was now, but they were around. They were trying to get rid of them. And but yeah, it's like when you go up to a TV, really close, you can see the squares, the pixels or whatever. You can
exactly right. And to me, I'm not going to start mucking around with stuff like that. I mean,
I have a question about how good it is for your eyes anyway. Like, being so close to the screen, not for like radiation wise or anything like that, but just, I don't know, you're sort of really focusing, in one spot really for a long time. Is that going to wear your eyes out? Your muscles in your eyes?
I don't know.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
We'll see. So we'll see.
Yeah. So what else do they say here about this? They say that this new device that Facebook is bringing out, you don't need one of these big gaming computers. Everything's done on the actual device itself.
Right.
Including the computer that works the headset and all the batteries.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it seems like one of the better ones. It says here also that the device is able to track your location without external sensors, thanks to 4 wide-angle cameras on the front of the device. The controllers may have a bit of a different look than what ships with the Rift, but they both have the same button mapping, meaning that it's going to be easier for developers to convert existing computer games for the headset.
Yeah. I wonder if they, because I think Jordan's going to do a story in a minute about Fortnite. So I think, wouldn't that be good to have Fortnite in these headsets? That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good. I mean, playing games and that, I think would be... I'd like to hear from someone who's actually got a Sony PlayStation VR headset. I've actually loved to demo one of those. I've never had a chance to demo one of those. I wonder how good that is.
Yeah, I haven't been really right into these either, but I've been getting into Fortnite. So I've been playing.
Are you playing it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I'm learning. It's I find it. I don't know if it's because I grew up, probably moving around with one hand and shooting with the other, or whatever. But I'm a bit uncoordinated with the controller, but I'm getting better at it. And I've had a couple of kills, which is good. You stand there with a machine gun, just waiting for someone in a house, and then when they come in, you just go. You just pump them until then they die because they don't know what's going on. They couldn't see you in there, and yeah, that's pretty exciting.
I've heard the best way to win that is to just stay away.
Well, you got to confront each other sooner or later. So
yeah, but if you want to be the last one standing, you don't have to fight them all. Apparently, you just stay away, let everyone kill each other, and then you just come and kill the last one.
but the last one's normally pretty good. That's the thing. Like, I've got down to the number. I've hid and got down to me and another guy, and I've tried to hide. But the guy, they just know where you are. They come find you because they want to win. They want to bring the fight to you. And yeah, it's boring if you hide all the time. You got to go and do it.
I don't actually play it myself, but I've seen my son play it a couple of times, and people go and hide in trees and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Really fun. It's really funny.
It's not too bad, and you got the added pressure of the storm, coming in at you. So you got to keep out of the storm. So that's the premise, Jordan. Like you're in the world, but you can't stay in the storm for too long or you die. So the storm comes in, and then so it forces all the players in and in and in until you get to nothing. So you
have to actually confront each other, don't you?
You'd have to. Fight. That's right. Unless you sort of can hide somewhere in the smallest spot inside the storm.
So what platform do you play it on?
Xbox One. So
you're going to be able to play against PlayStation.
Apparently, tell me all about that.
Yes, apparently, and I'll just give you the headlines of it then, since it was originally your story, and I've stolen it for you from you.
That's all right. You go.
Sony is finally enabling cross-play for Fortnite today.
Woo.
The PlayStation 4 maker had been blocking cross-play between Fortnite on PS4 and Nintendo Switch, Xbox One in recent months. The move angered Fortnite fans, I should say, who couldn't access progress skills and purchases on the Xbox One or Nintendo Switch if they played it on PS4. Sony now says it's enabling it, cross-play, for the Fortnite fans, which is fantastic. The first step will be an open beta beginning today for Fortnite that will allow for cross-platform gameplay progression and commerce across PlayStation 4, Android, iOS, Nintendo, Switch, Xbox One, Microsoft Windows, and Mac operating systems.
Yeah,
that's kind of the handball that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so it's apparently. The Eurogamer news editor Tom Phillips wrote, "It's an historic moment not just for PlayStation but for all gaming, as all console owners will now be able to play together for the first time." So
and share purchases, which I thought was interesting.
Okay. Yeah, okay, right. Well, I guess if you buy a kit on the Xbox, well, surely if it's cross-platform, you're gonna be able to take that kit with you, whatever.
Well, don't you wish you could be able to buy something on the iOS store, like an app from there, and then take it and use it on the Android app store? That'd be great, wouldn't it? On Google Play.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I've seen purchases go between.
Well, I guess that just makes the console maker more determined to be sell the most, and then they get most of the purchases, I guess. But I'm getting into it. I wouldn't say I've been playing it all day, but...
So you're going to be able to go back to iPhone now, Glenn?
Why?
So you can still play Fortnite against all the other Android fans, and you can go back to your iPhone.
I don't know. Look, I reckon it might probably be easier on a touchscreen because you wouldn't have you don't have all these buttons, and so you could probably just touch the screen to shoot. So you can move around with one, look around, and just go brrr with one finger somewhere. That'd be the go.
Have you played Fortnite on your Xiaomi yet?
No.
I thought you would have tried it out and let us know how good it is.
No, I didn't even know it was on the Android, to be honest. So it is old.
It is, isn't it? You've got to, apparently, you can get it on Android, but you've got to go and get it from the website. You can't get it from the Play Store.
Oh, right. Yeah, well...
They released it not long back for Android.
I don't know. I don't know. I might have a look.
You have to try it out and let us know.
It's one of the kids haven't told me about it because
I'm not a gamer, so I don't really play any games at all. So
no. Well, neither am I.
It's surprised that I'm even reading this story out to you.
Yeah, look, I don't do games. I don't have a game, but on the computer because they are time wasters. But when you're growing up, you had games. I used to play Wolfenstein back then and Duke Nukem and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, so did I back in the day. But I just remember hopping on the Xbox and spending an hour that turns into 4 and you didn't even realise.
Well, that's right. You got a lot of time when you're a kid.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? You're not a gamer?
No, I'm not a gamer. I love to watch people play games, but actually playing themselves, no thanks.
Well, talking about watching people play games, that's a good intro segue for this next story, actually. China has blocked the Twitch. So since September 20, Twitch's website has been unreachable from the country, and the app has been removed from the App Store. So what's going on over there in China? Well, they're they're renowned for blocking things, aren't they? So, it's a bit... Oh, wrong picture. It's a bit bad, I suppose. No good. Twitch has confirmed that it's been blocked, but it's not said why that has been blocked. The service was cut off shortly after enjoying a significant bump in popularity. No official statement has been released by China to explain why Twitch has been blocked, but China operates a comprehensive online censorship system that seeks to police talk about sensitive subjects and limit what people can do and see online. So, they don't want you looking at whatever. They've brought out some other crazy scheme too, and they like social points or something. So, like, if you go and get smashed at the pub and you fall over, vomit and wet yourself all over on the footpath, well, then you get, negative social points. And then, you go to get a job or something, the employee can look up your social point score or something. I think they're going
and see that you go out every weekend and that you're not going to be reliable at 9 o'clock the next morning.
Well, that's right. Yeah, so that's a bit crazy. But yeah, so that's probably not the first thing they've banned. Well, it's not the first thing they've banned. Won't be the last thing they've banned. But geez, getting a bit hard. It's only gameplay. I suppose it's the chitter chatter that comes with it, isn't it? Probably the Western people, the Western players are probably going, "Geez, it's good over here in the West. We got all these buildings." And all this and whatever, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, that's the go. There's a lot of strange stories this week because there wasn't much around, so put up with these strange ones. But I know Joe was telling me beforehand, we'll get to this now, Joe, if you want, your little question. You had a little question to pose.
Yes, so something that I'm trying to do, which I don't know if it can actually do it. Where I'm holding this function, the club there has a 5 gigahertz or megahertz band on their Wi-Fi, but they don't have the 2.4. Now, I'm guessing, there has got it there somewhere, but it's either been locked out or it's invisible, so people can't connect to it. What I'm using all these devices that are all 2.4 megahertz enabled, and I'm thinking, how can I grab the 5G from my Wi-Fi router and convert it over to like tether it or something like that, so that I can actually use my 2.4 gigahertz, special plugs that I got.
Yep. So
don't they work? I suppose they won't work together, will they? Is that all they're offering? You must be able to ring them up and get them to turn on the other one.
Well, I haven't tried that yet, and that's one of the options, but just in case, because with what I have, and basically, I'm not sure, people who are watching the video will be able to see this. They're basically little devices like this. They're like a double adapter with a little thing that you can plug in. And in my case, I'm going to be plugging in some lights. And this device here will allow you to connect to it via Wi-Fi, and then you'll be able to control it with an app. Now, these lights are going to be right up in the air and not really arm's reach. So,
what sort of lights are they?
Just pin lights and spotlights and stuff like that, pointing to a mirror ball. So basically, the idea is that I can even strobe lights, the white strobe lights. So rather than running a power lead all the way back to where I am, so I can control it, I'm using these devices and I'm running them on the Wi-Fi. Now, these ones only work on 2.4.
So maybe,
the problem is, I'm trying to think of a way that I can actually...
I wouldn't use theirs. I'd take your own router.
Yeah, but how?
That was my solution. So you could
take your own router and plug it in. I mean, when I go to a gig with my band, and I run the Behringer XR 16, which has its own, it has Wi-Fi built in, but it's not as good when you get in a built-up area with a lot of Wi-Fi. It tends to drop off a bit. So I grab myself a router, and I just turn it on, and it connects to that, and I connect to that, and everything connects to that. You don't need internet or anything on it, unless you need internet for something.
Yeah, these ones actually need to call home. They need internet. Actually, they go back to the cloud.
Oh, so you can't have just local configuration without having to go back to the cloud.
That's right.
But you can
hotspot on your phone. That's a router. You can have up to 5 connections on your phone.
That's true, but have that going all night.
I think that my solution is to do with the router, but you take your own router, but you physically plug it into theirs, and then that's it. You've got you use the Wi-Fi from your router, and that router gets the internet from their router.
Can you physically plug into their router?
I haven't asked them that yet, and I don't even know if they'll allow me to do that.
The other option is that you get a Wi-Fi repeater.
Yeah, I can get it's a 5G, and it's pretty strong too, good connection. It's just that how you tether your mobile to your Wi-Fi hotspot? Can you do the same from a 5G to 2.4? Can you go back the other way and tether it that way?
Yeah, I don't know.
Using a repeater, you mean?
Not repeating, tethering it back. So you've got a dual band. You've got a dual band. Like you say, bring another router. Yeah, sure, I can bring another router or bring my own router. But if I connect to the Wi-Fi in that premises with the Wi-Fi router, and then does that somehow be able to tether into the 2.4, and then I can still have internet access, and I can still connect my lights to those power points?
You'd have to, that's a bit tricky.
I would get a Wi-Fi repeater, and then that connects into their Wi-Fi, gives you internet, and then creates your own router on your own IP, your own local connections for all your devices. That way you can have them all pre-configured before you leave home. You can have them all tested and running with your router. You don't have to get there to the venue, plug into theirs, then go through all your devices and connect each one of them up individually to the Wi-Fi. You can have that all done before you leave.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem.
And then if you get the one that's got dual Wi-Fi, like I said, a repeater, you can then use Wi-Fi to connect to their Wi-Fi, and you can use Wi-Fi to connect to your router.
Okay, so basically what I really need to get is to get myself a dual band router and bring it with me down there.
Yeah, you want one that can connect to Wi-Fi and also receive Wi-Fi. So it'll have 2 Wi-Fis in it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've not ever tried anything like that before.
Just like an extender, Wi-Fi extender or something.
But I'd probably, I don't know, you'd probably have more ease if you could just say to them, listen, I've got my own router, I just want to plug in to yours, and you'll leave the router in the room where their router is, and then just go and configure it, or have it all configured, then just plug it in. Because all you're doing is you just want to just scab the internet from their router into yours.
Yeah, you'll be on
a whole separate network as well. Like you won't be on their network. You'll be on a whole separate network with internet access. Just because it's all pumping out of their router.
As long as you plug into the internet port on your router from theirs.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
If you plug from just one of your normal ports into their normal ports, you'll end up having the two routers talking together, and then they'll end up routing each other.
That's right. I've got to change my one to a static IP.
If you plug it into the internet port on your router, then it puts their router on basically on the other side of the firewall, and that'll stop them talking.
If you,
it'll just pull internet from them rather than the actual routing.
I think just get a router. If you've got a router at home with a WAN port on it, that'll probably work. Yeah.
I've got several routers at home, but they're not dual band. They're all the two old 2.4s.
Yeah, but that's okay because
I never rely on the venue's Wi-Fi because you just don't know if you're going to get to a gig and you want it to go reliably and smoothly. I wouldn't be relying on anybody else.
But these are just to turn the lights on and off, and if it doesn't work, that's fine. I just have to walk up to the switch and turn it on and off.
Get on. It's a shame you don't have DMX lights.
Never heard of them.
DMX lights are just fantastic. I mean, they have basically digital control. You can even buy wireless DMX XLR.
But
Canons, if you want to look them up on the internet, you can buy them. But what happens is they've got like a digital kind of brain, so to speak, inside each light. And then they're operated, and you can get some software like Freestyler or something, which is free. And you can put all your lights in there and program them all up and tell them which colours should flash when and where and how. And you can operate them all from an iPad.
They sound expensive, though.
They're not very expensive. I bought the DMX converter to USB. I bought off eBay myself for $30.
Okay.
And I jumped on the DJ City, djcity.com.au, and I grabbed a couple of lead cans. So instead of having pin spots or par 64s or par 56s, you can grab yourself some new modern day LED lights, DJ lights, and they'll flash all different colours. You can have them looking like a red spot or a green spot, but
I've got two of those already. I've got two of those already red pointing to my mirror ball.
What, LED ones?
LED ones, yeah. They're
LED. Have they got DMX on the back of them, like little microphone cannon plug looking things on the back you can plug?
I don't think so. These were only $30 each.
Yeah. Well, DJ System, you go and get a couple of small ones. DJ System, I should say. DJ City, you should have a look in there, djcity.com.au, and they've got some pretty reasonably priced DJ lights, and you can get all, disco ones, or you can get stage lighting or whatever you want.
I think, just to finish up, I think on that, Joe, I think you said you just only had 2.4 routers, but that's all right because that's all you need. You just need to be able to plug it in. If you can plug it into theirs with a 2.4 router, you'll be sweet.
Yeah, you just either got to do it via Wi-Fi or via LAN.
LAN. Do it LAN.
The other thing as well is if I don't get the 2.4, I won't be able to use that app that I've been working on too, because that's so there's going to be a problem as well there with that.
Yeah,
you're better off to take your whole network and just grab some internet from there if you can, or you grab internet from your phone. If you've got a dual Wi-Fi router, you can connect to your hotspot on your phone for internet.
Well, you get those modems now that you can put in the 4G dongle as well for the internet.
There's that too.
Yeah, and then just create your own little ISP.
Have you guys ever used those USB antenna things that you plug into the USB with those Wi-Fi route? Ever used one of those?
No, but I've got that Telstra modem that's got the 4G chip in it, or the 4G SIM in it. It's supposed to just roll over, or not roll over. It's supposed to auto kick in if the cable goes down. And I know there's other modems out there. I know there's the local ISP on the net. They send out modems with the USB or the 4G SIM slot in that, and you just put your card in. So they're out there. Those modems though could be a couple hundred. Yeah,
my router at home's got that. The crossover, once the standard internet falls offline, it crosses over. I don't actually have that connected though.
Oh, well, who are you with? Telstra?
No, I've got my own router.
Oh, right. Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
So basically on the back, it's got this USB port.
Yep.
They connect to a USB dongle for 4G or 3G.
Yep.
And as soon as you lose connectivity, it pops over to the other one and it starts going automatically.
Yes. Yeah, I have a modem like that, and when I lost cable, I tried that. But see, the problem I had then was I did have a dongle, and I tried to recharge. It was a Vodafone dongle, and I went to recharge, and they said, well, it hasn't been recharged for over 12 months, so you can't do it. So I went, I'm not going down the shop, so I just waited for the cable to come back hotspotted. But
there's a little workaround as well. What I actually did as well is just to see whether it actually did work, I connected my phone via the micro USB onto my phone socket at the bottom of my phone.
Oh, yeah.
That directly to the back of the router. And you've already got access and use your own data and everything. Just use that.
That might work. I had my iPhone when I was trying to do that, but that might work. Well,
if you can get
I know on Android it does.
I wonder if you can get like a router app. You can probably get an app, like an Android app or something that's like a router app that might give you more connections than the standard.
You can.
You don't even have to. If you've got an Android phone, just plug the micro USB cable in. The other end, the standard USB.
How many points do you need to run wirelessly?
Sorry?
How many points do you need to run wirelessly at your gig?
About 4 or 5.
Because I think Apple allow 5 simultaneous connections, Glenn, on the hotspot.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Couldn't tell you for sure. Yeah, don't know.
But I'm sure Android's probably even more than that.
Yeah,
it probably doesn't have the restriction.
There's as I was saying to Joe before, there's software that I've put onto my laptop that is router software, so you can do something similar. Suck in some Wi-Fi and route it out and Wi-Fi it out.
But ultimately the best thing to do is to go to the club and say, hey, listen,
internet connection sharing.
You have 2.4 somewhere. Can I connect to that? Yeah, because that would be the best way.
I don't think they're going to have a problem. They're spewing out free Wi-Fi on 5G. I can't see they're going to have any issues with you just saying, look, just take like a little 1 meter lead with you, so it's all nice and compact. I just need to plug this into here, and I go, yeah, okay, no worries. No.
Yeah, well, if you do that, just like I said, just make sure you go to your WAN port on your router so there's no confusion. Otherwise, you'll have to manually go into your router and configure it.
Yeah, configure it at home.
Not receive DHCP information from the primary router.
Yeah,
so you reckon go from one of the Ethernet ports in the back of their customer's router or the club's router into your WAN port?
Into your WAN port, and that way you don't have to do any configuring yourself.
Still the gateway doesn't clash?
Well, it won't if it goes into the WAN port, because as far as your router will be concerned, is that it's just getting internet from that port. It's not. That's the wide area network. That's.
And some routers, port 1 will be the WAN as well. It won't be specifically.
But if you go
WAN.
from normal
port,
if you go from normal port, it'll be asking their router for then you'll get clashing.
Yeah, but try and see what they say, Joe. But whatever you do, just test it. Don't go in cold on the night, for God's sake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
Well, like Nick just said on Facebook, also a tip is to make sure that you don't have the same IP on the WAN and the LAN side, which is kind of why you want to chuck it through the WAN, because if you go from their normal port into your WAN, then it's likely it'll receive an IP from the host router or the internet router at the venue, and then hopefully it'll route something different at yours. But it may not. You may have to get in and configure the DHCP in yours to be on the different.
Yeah, I got to fill in. I got to go in and convert it to a static IP address or make it.
Just tell it to route in an obscure IP range that won't come from any. Most standard routers will do, like the Telstra ones will do the 10 the 10 range, 10.0.0 or something, and then your Netgear will do a 192.168. They're different, but you can always change 192.168.20.1 or something like that, and put yourself.
You have to do that beforehand. Yeah.
Yep.
And Nick said exactly that. You can't use both the same networks in a sub.
No, that's right.
That's right.
Of course you can't.
So you have to go and change it to say something like 192.168.2.1 or something like that.
1.
I've got it set up here like that, exactly like that, because when I plug a customer's computer in, I don't want to plug it into my network. So I've got from the internet into the WAN port, and then that router is reconfigured so my network is 192.168.2.1, and then that router is configured 192.168.1.1, and so there will be no viruses ever jumping across. So so I've got it set up here. It works. It works
fine. That's how you got to do it. So just plug into the WAN port just in case. Don't. Yeah.
Yeah, plug it in there. But read the manual or whatever, and you'll get there. You'll get there. All right. Well,
Otherwise, you can get Glenn on Messenger anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
24/7.
Anytime you want. Free service just for you, Joe.
Exactly.
You can ring him and wake him up at 4 o'clock in the morning at your gig if you need
I'll be
to.
already awake. Don't worry. All
He
right.
won't mind.
Microsoft releases Office 2019 for Windows and Mac. Like the 2016 version, it's available for a one-time purchase. It includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook, with Publisher, Access, who uses all these, Project, and Visio included in the Windows version. The Office 2019 is targeted at customers who are unable, for whatever reason, to or want to, that don't want to move to the cloud in the near term. So Microsoft is obviously pushing subscription-based 365, get it all in the cloud, get it all updated all the time, and that's the way to go. But like, I don't know, what these versions, these standalone versions, for one PC, they come out at about $300, $350, something like that. So they're pretty expensive when you can get the same thing on subscription for maybe $15-$20 a month. And you always kept up to date, so, that's, you've got to work it out, I suppose. So Office 2019 has also apparently introduced new features to Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. The suite will only be available for Windows 10 and Windows Server 2016 or Mac OS Sierra. Microsoft said consumer versions would be available in the coming weeks. So normally, from past experience, I think consumer versions, they get pretty much most of that stuff without Outlook and, the Visio and whatever, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. What do? You probably subscribe to it if you want to keep everything up to date these days. But my Mac, I had a little Mac laptop and it had Office 2011, I think it was, and I updated it to a newer operating system. I don't know. Don't ask me which one. And then Office didn't work. It just stopped working, and because it must have been one of the old 32-bit versions. Remember how Mac now doesn't like 32-bit versions of anything, and so it won't work. So I thought that was a bit nasty, a bit bad, because now people in my situation that want Office on the Mac would have to go and buy it again, which I thought was a bit rude. But luckily, I didn't buy it to start with. It was a hangover from the old TechNet days. Subscriptions when you could download it all you pay your $200 a year and you could download everything you wanted, all the keys, everything was great. But anyway, not anymore. 2000 Office. Do you guys use Office? Any comments on that? Don't care.
I kind of do, but you know me. I generally just use it for free.
Oh yes, that's right. The online version.
Just if you've got it. You've got it online. So, and the apps are free as well, as long as they are. The app, you can get the app on the App Store, and you can kind of do basic Office anyway. I mean, I'm not sitting in the office doing spreadsheets and that sort of thing, so it's pretty basic use for me. I don't need it.
No pivot tables.
No, I'm sure the free kind of version of it through Outlook is enough for me, pretty much.
Yeah, no, I've tried a pivot table. No, it didn't work.
But I thought you were a Google Docs man yourself. What happened to that?
You've changed me, Jordan. You've
converted
changed. You've changed me. I've found Google to be very arrogant and whatnot, not replying to my emails about their products that I want to buy, because I was all ready to go all in. I was ready to go all in, Google Apps, whatever it was, $10 a month, get the terabyte Google Drive, get this, get that, get the rest, and they just don't answer you. They do not answer you.
Microsoft do, don't they?
Microsoft, I rang up the other day I had a question. There was something that had changed in Outlook 2016 that I didn't know how to configure it properly. I wanted to change this. I wanted to change the server timeout setting. So I went through the normal way, through change, repair, or whatever, the email account, went through the normal way. The slider was there, so I slid it up, and there's no save button. I went, oh, okay, so maybe I just exit. Must save automatically. No. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe if I change like the port setting, change something else, it might stick and change it as I exit back out. No. And so anyway, I rang Microsoft and got the Indian that you have to really concentrate to understand, and he just got some Outlook. I got technical support for free. I said, how do I do this? And he goes, do, and I went, thank you and goodbye, and he fixed me. So it was great. It was great. He told me the answer. Couldn't believe it.
You're a Microsoft loyalist.
Yeah, and then like he even offered to remote in and do it. And I said, no, mate, it's right. You've told me. That's all I wanted to know. So, and that's the thing. These guys.
Well, at least you rang them offering to remote in and not the other way around.
Yeah, well, that's right. But
it's usually the Indians on the other end of the phone ringing, going, they're going to fix your computer, and they're from Microsoft, but they're not really.
Yeah, but look,
you initiated that call.
I've had a lot of good experience with Microsoft technical support. Now these days, where they can remote in, they just remote in for you. You ring them up with some sort of problem. Most of the time, they just remote in and fix it. I've had them stuff one.
Well, isn't that what you do for your clients? They ring you with a problem, and you just remote in, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've had a problem.
Although TeamViewer probably only lets you in for about 30 seconds and kicks you off again. But
I've actually done like a double adapter remote. So I've been remoted into my client. I've rang Microsoft and said, "Can you remote into that?" So I've had a double remote going on. But yeah, wow. So yeah, no, I've been impressed. So I'm off Google. I'm off them. I still use them, but I'm off. I'm using OneNote. I never thought I'd see the day. OneNote. I'm using.
Well, you used OneNote for a little while, but I think you've dabbled more than me.
I like OneNote. Like I was using the Evernote, but you got to pay for it after a certain time. It's not much, I know, but but with the Office, you get the OneNote, and there's a free version. Why wouldn't you? All right, let's keep moving on. Joe, what else have you got?
I think you need to get yourself a Microsoft sponsor for Aussie Tech Heads.
Well, I might do too. I'm singing a lot of their praises. It's just the only thing of the downfall is that, some of the people that you ring that's got real pigeon accented English, and I really have a lot of trouble understanding. That's the only gripe. But then when I rang,
but that can happen with anyone, really.
Yeah, but I rang Bing. I had a question on their ad network, their Bing ads, and then I got an American. I went, how much? I thought to myself, how much easier is it to speak to someone that is English first language? It was so much easier. But anyway, okay, Joe.
Yeah, apparently Google this week is allowing Chrome users to disable the controversial login feature when you go to the page, when you go to their homepage.
Right. What's that?
Well, you know how you go to the homepage, and if you're not already logged in, it asks you to log in.
Yeah, right. Yes.
To Chrome itself, not so much to the mail. There's a different login.
Yes.
Just so you can share all your browser history and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly right. Apparently, Google is responding to criticism this week over its recent change to Chrome login behavior. Security experts criticize Google for automatically forcing Chrome users to log into the browser if they have signed into Gmail on the web.
Oh, I see.
I suppose you guys don't use Edge, do you? I use Edge. I suppose I just use whatever's kind of.
Yeah, look, if you just want
Edge does the same thing, I'm sure. It says, log in with Microsoft now and get all your favorites and everything.
They pretty much do. But apparently now what they're saying, what Google is saying is they're going to give you the option to disable that so that doesn't happen.
Right, yes.
Typically what would happen is that you choose to sign into Chrome itself if you wanted to sync your bookmarks, your passwords and browser history between different devices.
Yes. Because I never noticed it, because obviously what was happening was that it was, if you were in Gmail, you were automatically in Chrome. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. What they're doing now, what they're saying is they want to disable that feature so that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So you're only in Gmail.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Look, well, I like to be signed in because I do like everything syncing. Like, I got no real issues about that sort of stuff. So I like, I didn't mind, but I can see why. I think that option should be there. I think it should be there. Why not?
Absolutely. Apparently, that's coming up in the new version in Chrome 70.
Yeah.
So they're going to add this new control feature to disable the automatic Chrome sign-in.
Right.
Apparently, also they're going to be doing some updates to the user interface to make it clearer over whether you're syncing data like passwords, credit cards, addresses, and whatever browsing history from your account.
Yeah.
Chrome 70, version 70, will also clear all of the Google's authentication cookies when you sign out, instead of keeping them there to allow you to stay signed in after the cookies are cleared.
Right. Well,
so that's a good little thing to have as well. But it could be a pain in the backside, to have to keep on re-logging back in.
Yeah.
I guess that's the benefit of being able to use, say, something like Chrome, and you sign into the Chrome browser, and you can then get all your passwords. Like every time your password comes up on this password screen, you say, remember my password, and you just log in that way.
Well, my mentality is that, yes, I know, like, if you got up from your desk and someone came in and sat down at it, they've got everything. They got everything. But I've just got into a habit of just locking my machine. So I get up, I lock the computer, and I'd have to trust that Windows 10 is not that easy to gain entry from an on machine that's locked. Like, I don't know if you can.
Well, apparently it is. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about Cortana, being able to tell Cortana.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they've fixed up that loophole now.
I think they have.
Yeah, a few weeks ago we talked about Cortana. You can speak to Cortana, and that would unlock your.
So you're saying, Glenn, once your computer's locked, it doesn't really matter what's left on
That's
the inside.
Right. That's right. Yeah, and I think, like hearing what Joe was saying just then, I think in my environment, I'm content with working like that. So, like, I guess if I was in some sort of high tech, pressure cooker company with lots of secrets, maybe that's not enough. Maybe you should be logging out.
What about what we were talking about not long back? I can't remember where it was. I think it may have been Google, where they were saying something about tabs communicating between each other.
Yeah, that's right. I said that. Yeah, a few.
If you leave your browser logged in or open all the time, wouldn't that give access to hackers to jump from tab to tab or come in through back doors and find everything already unlocked, whether Windows is locked or not?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Well, maybe I might have to rethink this. Maybe I might have to.
I like putting the pressure on you, Glenn.
Yeah,
think things through.
Yeah, I might have to rethink. Maybe Microsoft should put in a thing in Windows that when you lock it, it also disconnects the internet or something. You can choose.
So now that would be smart.
Which applications?
I don't know about that. Then how are you going to get updates when your computer's not on? Like if you've got your screen locked and you're waiting for a mail to come through, that's not going to come through until you get internet access 4 hours later, until you turn it back on.
Yeah, you could always just switch off your Wi-Fi before you log out.
You could always unplug the Ethernet cable too.
Yeah, just turn the power off, shut it down.
You could just always format after each time you leave. Take a image and then just clear your drive every time you leave.
I had many years ago. I had one of those USB things. I don't know whether you had one as well, Glenn, where you plug it into your computer, and when you're within a couple of meters of your computer, it'd unlock for you. And then when you went too far away, it'd lock automatically because it didn't detect the USB that was on your keys or whatever.
I think in Windows 10, I tried to do that. I think it's dynamic lock. I tried to do it with my Bluetooth on the phone.
Yeah.
But no, ba-boom.
Apparently, Shane's saying here in the news feed saying that Chrome has fixed the memory link issue between the tabs. So they're not having that problem anymore.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, that's nice. Is that Shane from Western Australia? Now in Melbourne on holidays? Hello.
I don't know.
Hello,
if that's you, from? Where he's coming from?
Well, I did see an article this week that Microsoft announced. I don't know whether they've recently announced or has been announced, but their authenticator now works with Windows Login. The dual authenticator app that they've got.
Yeah.
So you can dual authenticate with your two-factor authentication for Outlook Online and that.
I think Zero.
Apparently that works with Windows now.
Zero's gone full two-factor. I don't think Zero accounting. That's all gone two-factor. I don't think you can log in that with one factor anymore.
Well, they're offering it for Windows.
So
that's right. You can actually get notifications for that as well.
Get the app to pop up and say you're about to log into your computer. You agree?
Yeah, right. Oh, what? Yeah, right. Oh, I'd like something like that. All right. Let's go to NBN. Well,
we're onto the phone. The phone lines.
The phone lines. Well, but just before that, look, we'll finish off with Microsoft. I'll run through this because that's pretty boring. But the Microsoft Ignite is on, where they, all the Microsoft dudes get together and have a big powwow on what's coming out and all this sort of stuff. So Windows Virtual Desktop is a cloud-based service announced this week that allows users to run a version of Windows 10 through the Microsoft Azure. The service delivers a multi-user Windows 10 experience optimized for Office 365 Pro Plus. You no longer need to host, install, configure, and manage these components yourself. Whoopie-doo. There's a new version of Microsoft Windows Server 2019. And just mentioning passwords, the Authenticator app. Yeah, it replaces your password. That's what you're talking about, is that right? The Authenticator app, yep. So Microsoft is trying to get away from passwords using a Who said this? This was said by somebody, didn't write his name. Rob Lefferts, the Microsoft Corporate Vice President of Security, said using a multi-factor sign-in method, you can reduce compromise by 99.9%, and you can make the user experience simpler by eliminating passwords. No company lets enterprises eliminate more passwords than Microsoft. They mustn't have problems with leaving tabs open.
It kind of would be pretty good to log in your computer and just have it pop up on your phone, and you just put in your fingerprint, and there you go.
Can you get that app now? Is that what you're saying? Is that out?
Oh, I'm not sure if it's out now, but you have a look. I don't know. I've never even tried the Microsoft Authenticator on Outlook, let alone on the computer.
Yeah, I know they've got the Authenticator app. But anyway, let's move on. We're running out of time. NBN Co doubles the transit capacity in an upgrade. NBN, as apparently for some good reason, that has doubled the capacity of its 60,000 kilometre fibre network after it delivered it expects to deliver an update of broadband to more customers seeking more data. Its maximum transit capacity has increased from 9.6 terabytes per second to 19.2 terabytes per second on the fibre link. So the first of these upgrades went live this week. It will serve high traffic fibre links between Eastern Creek and Asquith in Sydney. This 3,600 kilometre network route between Brisbane and Darwin has also been upgraded and will go live December. So that's getting pretty fast. So the NBN said the upgrade was made possible through the new optical transmission technology from equipment maker blah, blah, blah. The newer technology has the capacity to be upgraded to 400 gigabits when needed. How's that? And while we're just talking about fibre optics, you probably would never have heard of this guy, but Sir Charles Kao, he's a fibre optic genius, has died. He won the 2009 Nobel Prize for Physics and unfortunately died in Hong Kong on Sunday, aged 84. In the 1960s, he worked at Standard Telephones and Cables in Harlow, and it was there where he laid the groundwork for fibre optics. In 1966, Sir Charles realised that optical fibres made from high purity glass could be used to transmit light signals over long distances. So he then identified silica as a crucial material for developing fibre optic communications. So there you go. Sir Charles Kao. So
nice work.
Yeah, nice work, and no longer with us, unfortunately for him. Joe, anything else from you this week?
No, nothing else at the moment.
All right. Well, I'll carry on with, unless you got something, Jordan. You big deep
I just
there?
want to mention something I did this week.
What did you do?
What did I do? Well, you know how I've been.
Is this a confession?
Talked about this Belong. Why are you talking about phone lines? We've been talking about this Belong, right? Belong. NBN, they do NBN as well, and they do phone lines and mobiles and everything.
They
we've
belong
been
to
talking
Telstra.
about their plans and how you can share data with other people on Belong. So if you've got, and I think it's unlimited data banking. You always raved about how you like the idea of unlimited data banking. So you can get like a 15 gig plan for $40 a month or something. And if you don't use all the data, it gets banked into the next one, and the next one, the next one. And you can also share that data off with, family and friends and stuff like that.
Yeah. Happy days. So did you sign up?
Happy day. No, because of the same reason Joe didn't want to sign up, was that there's no answering machine.
Oh, that's right. That's the same reason I didn't want to sign up.
No voicemail. So if you're a business person, like, because my kids would do the $10 plan would be perfect for them. Yeah. But how these kids are with gaming. Coming to the end of the month, they've run out of their gig of data, their allocated gig. I can't send them a gig because I'm not on Belong.
No, that's right. And like if Belong could answer you now, they'd probably say, well, tough titties. Because if you want an answering machine, you go onto our business plan and pay $100 a month, or go to Telstra, go to our dad and pay $100 a month. That's what they'd probably say.
Yeah, and I saw. Yeah, that's right. And I looked at Amasim and all. And there's a few of those that have got data banking, but not unlimited, and they don't offer the sharing.
Yeah,
so
I
looked up. I thought, I wonder if there's another voicemail service. I thought maybe there'd be some free ones or something on the App Store, and I came across Norwood Systems that do. I should have thought to open the app myself. It's a voicemail app made by Norwood Systems. I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, my fault.
Let's have a look. I'll see if I can Google while you're...
Was it Norwood?
Connect
Norwood
globally,
just World Voicemail, it's called.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so I rang them up to find out what their prices were because I couldn't find any prices on their website. But they're $5.99 a month or $49 a year, or call it $50 a year, and they give you voicemail that comes to a dedicated app.
Yeah,
and apparently it works with Optus and I don't know if it works with Big Pond. And I think Joe was saying earlier that Belong use Telstra's network, so I'm yet to find out if they work with them. But I believe Belong do forwarding, so there's probably no reason why Belong couldn't forward the phone calls for voicemail. So then you get a dedicated app for your voicemail, storing all your voicemails in the cloud.
I'm just looking for pricing. I can't see pricing on
I can't find pricing on there either.
Maybe
it's in their app, I think, in the small fine print.
As a first-time user, you get a free 14-day trial.
Yeah.
And then it sort of doesn't really say what it's going to cost you after that. That's
Apparently
pretty...
they're based in Perth.
Perth? Well, there you go. You look, when I left Telstra...
so there it is there. You just had it on your screen. That's talking about how it diverts, so you can test it. If you've got a Belong phone, you can test it. I don't have the Belong service, so I can't test it. But you can just dial that code that you were just scrolling past.
Yeah, what I want to have a look at is... Yeah.
And you can test whether your phone will work with Belong. And if it does, you're all good. You just install the app and you click connect, and it automatically changes all the settings over for your voicemail to work through their services.
This is
their voicemail.
This is a find. This is a good find. I was going to say, when I left Telstra, and I know you could do this on the business plans, but for some reason it activated on mine, and I found it so handy, was that the voicemails, you know how you got to ring up and they go, to hear your voicemails, push 1 or whatever it is.
Yeah, you got to do all that. Yep. We don't have to do any of that with this. You can just play them on the spot. You can organise them.
That's right. Yeah, you can.
And I think Telstra
show who it's from and all
have
that.
started sending me my voice messages to text, which means now I'm not logging into the 101 and deleting the messages. So I get in and it goes, your mailbox is full because you haven't deleted any of them. You've just received them all in text, listened to them and forgotten about them. So that's kind of a really good way to manage your voicemail, but not only that, a way to add voicemail to Belong. So, I mean, if you go and buy the $40 plan on Belong, you spend an extra $4 a month on your voicemail, you're still $44 a month. It's still a reasonable price for 15 gig of data and unlimited phone calls and data banking and data sharing. And
I don't know why they got no prices. Is it prohibitive? Is this why there's no pricing? It must be.
I'm not sure. It's
I get worried.
In the small print in the app. Works with Android and iOS.
Maybe it is in the app. Oh, hang on. Let me try to see if I can stop that. The music started playing. We weren't ready for that.
Finished the show yet?
I know.
Hey, but they've also got other services. I noticed from the top of their website where it's they've got world Wi-Fi and all these other things that you can use as well. So they
World
sound like
Phone.
an interesting little company. World Phone. You can get another phone number, I suppose, like Skype would do, giving you a phone number on your phone.
Yeah.
As a second number without having to have a second SIM card.
Accounts and billing. How much do I track my call costs? How do I pay? How do I manage? How much does it cost to download the app? Will I be notified? Can I phone in real time? There's no real pricing anywhere. You might be right. It might just be on the app. So I might have to look at that after the show because that looks pretty good. That's a good find there, Jordan. That's,
it's a good way to. I think it's a good way to manage manage your voicemail. I think anyway, just full stop. You know, like
yes. Well,
as much as voicemail is kind of all right the way it is, but we could be dealing with it better.
Well, I've got one more before we go because we are rapidly running out of time. And
I was just looking at where is it? I was going to see if I could show it on my phone. Where is it? Because this is the only reference I could find to pricing. Oh, here we go. I don't know if you can you see that if I put it up to the thing? Probably can't.
No, it's a bit bright.
Yeah.
No, a bit bright. But we'll have a look.
It just says on the bottom, in-app purchases, $6.49 to $45.99. So, but that's all there is.
Okay.
But so I texted the sales team up there, and they text me back.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I said, I'll mention on the show if you can give me your prices. And he wrote back, I think his name was Richard. Our rates in Australia are $5.99 per month or $49.99 per year.
Right. Is that for voicemail?
Yeah, so that's just for the voicemail. So you can buy, I think, a month or 3 months or 12 months. Together.
Interesting.
So the more months you buy, the cheaper it gets, obviously.
Well, so you could do Belong, get everything you need, $5 over there for the voicemail, and you're home and hosed. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So
I might look into that. I might even try it out and let you know how it goes.
Yeah, please do. AWS, which is Amazon, as we all know, cuts Australian data transfer costs. Another one of these boring stories, but it came in because there's nothing else to talk about. So if you're using the AWS for any reason, transfer costs have just been reduced. For the Australian data centres, they've cut fees by up to 28% for data transfers from the EC2, the Simple Storage Service S3, and CloudFront. So if you're transferring, say, from the EC2 or EC3 transfer out to the internet, up to 1 gig a month is free, and it remains free. And the next tier is from 1 gig to 10, from 1 gig to 10 terabytes. It's been reduced by 19%. So that's a good saving. So I guess things like who's on AWS, probably Netflix and whatever. So yeah, they're going to benefit. I doubt they'll flow through the savings though. But that's just the way of life. All right, so I don't think we've got anything else. So
no, I just might quickly skim through the Facebooks here because we missed a couple. I didn't even see the scrolling thing here, but Shane says Shane's with us on Facebook. I don't know whether Joe mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
yep, I did.
And he says he's hosting from your place next week, Glenn.
Oh, it is Shane. Yeah, yes. He can. He'll be in studio, in person, live.
Is that for Aussie Tech Heads?
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That's going to be good.
I'm going to have to tidy up.
You're going to have to tidy up. So he's going to be there. We're all going to be together, are we? Yeah.
We are. Yes. Shane hasn't
this
been on
sounds
for
like
ages.
fun. I'm looking forward to it.
I know. I'm
awesome.
not sure how I'm going to work all this yet, but I'll figure something out. I'm sure.
And also, Alan Burton says you should. Is it Burton? Yeah. Alan Burton says you should try any desk. So it's the same as these other remote desktop programs we've been trying. So if anyone wants to have a go at that,
yep.
I don't know if any desk is compatible across the board. The reason I like DW services because it works on everything, on Linux, Mac, Windows, a whole lot.
Right. Yep. Cool.
Who else is there? Nothing else.
No. All right.
You can't see the Facebook there, can you?
No, it puts me off, so I don't look at them. So that's why we've got you, because you're the Facebook person.
Shane says use something on Raspberry Pi. What's that asterisk? I don't know what we're talking about there.
Asterisk is like a what do you call it? A PBX, like a phone. I don't know. It's just like a telephone software that can take your calls, reroute them, take messages, whatever. It's like your own PABX, I guess.
He says put it on the Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, but you need... Yeah, okay, yeah. Look, that's been around for years, that thing, hasn't it? I remember. I remember having a look at that years ago. But yeah,
we can have a
talk
to Shane about that next week.
We can. We'll interrogate him about all this sort of stuff.
We'll pick his brain while he's there.
All right.
And there's a message here from Tim saying that he's listening to us while on the road. And I hope you keep your eye on the road there, Tim, and you're listening only via the podcast, like the audio, not visual as well.
Yes, well, yes.
Is that from Darwin? He's probably on a country road, is it? That goes for miles. There's no one to be seen.
Good on you.
No, he hasn't actually said where he is at the moment. But I hope you watch the road.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at another post.
Look out for those roos. Watch out for those roos. All right, let's wrap this up. It's so don't forget the Aussie Mac Zone, the My Tech Opinion, and you can find the show notes at aussietechheads.com.au/podcast, and also Facebook at facebook.com/Aussie Techheads and youtube.com/Aussie Techheads. You are obviously listening to us because you found us on iTunes or your other favourite podcatcher. You can listen to us on Spotify. We're everywhere. I don't know how, but we just are. So it's great.
Just Google it.
Just Google it. If you Google me, you'll get my ugly mug, that's for sure. That's crazy, so don't do it. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks for coming in. Good to see you again.
Don't Google Glenn. You'll get his mug.
Yeah, thanks, Joe.
You should get a mug. Have you got an Aussie Tech Eggs mug?
No,
Aussie Tech Eggs, I just said. Aussie Tech Heads mug.
Steve, my neighbour made me one from Light Up Signs, who made me that.
You should get a mug and some signs. Just fill your whole office up before Shane gets here, so it looks really professional.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have a big tidy up. Look at the joint. All right, thanks, Joe. Thanks for coming in. Hope you get your stuff sorted, 2.4s and 5s. And,
I'll give you an update next week and see what happens with that.
All right, good stuff. And thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching if you're on the YouTube. And if you do watch us on the YouTube, it's not just Talking Heads. So do try and put pictures and websites up as we go and whatever. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And if you've got any comments, please let us know, good, bad or indifferent. There's some. If you want a good laugh, go and have a look at the negative comments on the iTunes reviews. There's some beauties. So go and have a look at those.
Are they before my time?
Oh yes, I think so. Oh, there was one in January. I think it was a bit of a pearl.
I thought I just scraped through, but obviously not.
Yeah. So I might read a couple out there. Geez, they're funny. So good on you guys. Glad you're not here anymore. All right. Okay. See you later. See you next week. Bye bye.
See you guys.